Hi guys, my name is Lucy from Japan and welcome back to my channel. In the past, there are cases of illegitimate children being discovered in foreign royal families. A recent example is about the former king of Belgium, Albert II, had admitted he is the father of a woman born from an affair after he was forced to give a DNA test which came back positive. In these cases, these children are treated as one of the members of the royal family, but he or she is removed from the line of succession to the throne, even though he or she may be given the title of prince or princess. But what will happen when a person who is a member of the imperial family, but he is not actually biologically imperial? There have been cases in the past where a person who lived as a commoner was recognized as a child of the king, or where a person was adopted as a member of the royal family at a very young age following the royal regulation. But there have never been opposite cases where a person who lived as an imperial member was actually just a commoner. Looking at current Japanese social media, this rare case may be happening to a Japanese imperial family. This case is a rumor about Prince Akishino, also known as Prince Fumito. He is temporary first in line of succession to the throne. There have always been thought that Prince Akishino does not resemble his father, the retired Emperor Akihito, since he was a child. But at that time, there was no forum like social media where the public could exchange their opinions, so such rumor never became a major allegation. However, in the past several years, especially after the previous Emperor Akihito abdicated before his death, and discussion about the succession to the throne began to be discussed, suspicions that Akishino might not be biologically Akihito's son have been widely tweeted on social media, X, blogs, YouTube, and so on. So the question is, whose son Akishino is? According to social media, the most popular theory is that he is the son of the husband of retired Empress Michiko's sister, her brother-in-law, Mr. A. Of course, there is no biological relationship between Michiko and Mr. A. There are so many posts on social media comparing photos of Prince Akishino and Mr. A to support this rumor. Akishino and Mr. A look exactly alike in outline, parts of their face, bone structure, height, and even movement. In addition, regarding his hairstyle, Prince Akishino always wears his hair in a messy style with bangs. And in a photo taken when a strong wind blows, you can see that he has a very wide forehead and he is getting bald. However, there are no bald men in Emperor's lineage, even if we trace back to the late Emperor Hirohito and his son, retired Emperor Akihito, and his son, Emperor Naruhito. Mr. A, on the other hand, has a very wide forehead and he is bald, as same as Prince Akishino. In response to the question of succession to the throne, Japan has temporarily decided, based on the current imperial house law, that Emperor Naruhito's younger brother Akishino is the first in line of succession to the throne, and Akishino's son Hisahito is the second in line of succession, on the ground that the male line of succession must not be ended. As for the rumors that Prince Akishino is not the son of former Emperor Akihito, politicians and imperial household agency officials probably know about it. In fact, they may know the truth better than we do. But they turn a blind eye to the rumors about Akishino's lineage on social media. If the male lineage of the emperor is of paramount importance, the first thing the government should do is to conduct DNA testing to prove the parent-child relationship between Akishino and the former Emperor Akihito. Because there are so many posts on social media suspecting their parent-child relationship, and people would never accept Akishino as next emperor until the lineage is proved by DNA test. Since this is an extremely important issue for the succession of the Japanese throne, it should be conducted by multiple third-party laboratories, preferably overseas, so that there is no cheating involved. Some people have pointed out the issue of privacy of Akishino and former Emperor Akihito, but since the Japanese law has stated that the bloodline of the male members of the imperial family is more important than anything else in the current succession to the throne, proving the correctness of the bloodline through DNA testing is the public interest of the entire nation of Japan, and it should be considered more important than the protection of the personal privacy of the imperial family. Whether or not Prince Akishino has the correct male lineage of the imperial family will make all difference in the discussion about the succession to the throne. If Akishino is not biologically related to the former Emperor Akihito, as rumored, and is a child of Mr. A, the brother-in-law of former Empress Michiko, then I'm sorry for Akishino, but at the very least, he should be taken away of his right to the imperial throne. This is because the Constitution of Japan states that the imperial throne is hereditary, and the imperial house law stipulates that the imperial throne shall be succeeded by a male lineage son, and if Akishino is not a son of the former Emperor Akihito, he would fall outside all conditions. A commoner's son can never be the emperor. In this case, of course, Akishino's son Hisahito would also lose his right to succeed the throne. Akishino and his wife and their children are now so hated by the Japanese people, so if Akishino is not the son of the former Emperor Akihito, most people would want the family to leave the imperial family immediately. They have not fulfilled any of the duties as members of the imperial family. They have wasted too much of the people's tax money. They have pushed the people away by virtue of being members of the imperial family, and they have used their imperial family privileges too much. In other words, the last male heir in the current imperial family is the current Emperor Naruhito, and there is no male heir in next generation. The only way to continue the imperial lineage would be to have Princess Aiko become the Emperor Naruhito's successor. The hashtags asking for DNA testing on Prince Akishino is often trending on X, but politicians and officials are turning a blind eye because they're always afraid of taking responsibility and changes. And if, in fact, the DNA test showed that Prince Akishino's father is a commoner, it would be the biggest scandal in the long history of the imperial family. Although the newborn Prince Akishino is innocent at that time, but politicians have to make a decision how to punish the former Empress Michiko and what charges should be applied to her raising commoner's child as an imperial member. As it is very difficult decision to make, I guess politicians are running away from facing and find the truth against such rumors. And there might be pressure from the previous Empress Michiko, who definitely know the truth about who Akishino's father is. How weak politicians and the media are to pressure from organizations in powerful position is proven by the fact that more than half a century of sexual abuse of boys by Johnny Kitagawa, who was a former president of Johnny and Associates, was finally brought to light by a BBC documentary in the United Kingdom and by the research made by a delegation from United Nations. The issue of Johnny Kitagawa's sexual abuse of boys was brought to light at least 35 years ago by famous Japanese idol who was actually sexually abused by Johnny Kitagawa, who published an accusatory book and video, but the Japanese media never reported about this book and video. Furthermore, 20 years ago, the Supreme Court concluded that Johnny Kitagawa sexually abused the boys, but no media outlet reported this decision. Of course, the sexual abuse of boys by Johnny Kitagawa is a very bad thing, but the media should be held responsible for knowing about it and kept silence. In Japan, no matter what major problems arise, if the suspected party is so powerful, the government and media keep their mouths shut. Then when the foreign media points out the problem, they finally turn their attention to the issue. The imperial family can also exert strong pressure on the political world and the media, so perhaps if the issue of Akino's lineage are not reported by the foreign media, there will be no first penguins in Japanese politicians or media reporters to confront this allegation. Japanese media and politicians are not to be trusted when it comes to pursuing the truth. This is why I am speaking out to the world in English. The rumor that Prince Akino does not have the correct imperial lineage is not only because of his outward resemblance to Mr. A. When a member of the imperial family is born, he or she is given a symbol of his own. Symbol of Emperor Naruhito is Azusa tree. Azusa tree is the king of 100 trees, which means king among the trees. And it is a symbol matched with baby Prince Naruhito, who was supposed to be the future emperor. When he ascended to the throne, Emperor Naruhito's symbol was changed to the chrysanthemum crest, which represents the imperial family itself. But usually the symbol does not change during his lifetime. Princess Aiko's symbol is a beautiful white azalea flower called Goyo Tsuji. On the contrary, the symbol of Akino is a tree called Tsuga. It was Emperor Hirohito, the grandfather of Prince Akino, who decided on Tsuga as a symbol of Akino. Interestingly, Tsuga is an unlucky or ominous tree that used to be used to crucify sinners, to hang criminals. It is said that there would be a deep meaning behind why Emperor Hirohito, Akino's grandfather, chose Tsuga, a tree that reminds us of a sinner, as the symbol of Akino's birth. And also, no official announcement has been made. It is said that in the last days of Emperor Hirohito's life, he left a message as if in his last will and the testament that Prince Naruhito should be the successor to the Crown Prince Akihito, and that Naruhito's child should be the next in line to the throne after Emperor Naruhito. When Emperor Hirohito passed away in 1989, Naruhito was still a bachelor, so naturally he had not yet had any children. But why did Emperor Hirohito leave such a will? It is said that it may have been a strong message that the throne should not be handed over to Akino, just as he made Tsuga the symbol with the image of a sinner when Akino was born. While all of Japan was in mourning after the death of Emperor Hirohito, Prince Akino and his wife Kiko announced their engagement and held a press conference despite the mourning period, proving themselves disqualified for the imperial family as Emperor Hirohito was concerned. What they have done was not appropriate for an imperial family with various traditions and ceremonies. In addition, Prince Akino does not only look like his elder brother, but was often restless and had strange behavior in comparison with his elder brother Prince Naruhito, who had excelled since childhood. When he was in university, the scores were so lenient that all students could advance to the next grade in order to avoid flunking Prince Akino. Even as an adult, Akino had nothing but a bad reputation as a heavy drinker and womanizer, but even so, politicians and imperial household agency officers had turned a blind eye to the fact that Akino is a very bad guy because they thought Akino was not involved in the succession to the throne and just a member of imperial family. However, the situation changed drastically in 2006 when Prince Akino's wife Kiko gave birth to Hisahito at the age of 39, a baby boy that is prohibited by law for the birth of gender selection. As for whether a boy was born by chance or whether she did artificial gender selection birth, Akino told his friends around him that the couple used the gender selection. At a time when the government of the day was considering the succession of the throne to Princess Aiko and was moving forward with discussion on a female emperor, Akino and Kiko used the Japanese media to report Kiko's pregnancy at only 6 weeks, and interrupted discussion of the succession of Princess Aiko was an act of stealing the throne away from Princess Aiko. And this has led many people to dislike Kiko. Recently, Kishida's cabinet has decided to set up a new organization under the Prime Minister's direct control within the LDP to discuss how to ensure the stable succession to the throne within a party. However, according to the constitution, the existence of the emperor is based on the consensus of the Japanese people and should not be decided by a single political party, the Liberal Democratic Party, but should be a matter of a public vote. According to some media polls, more than 80% of the Japanese people support a female emperor. I believe that there are two reasons why many Japanese people want a female emperor. One is the issue of gender equality, and the other is a qualification of the person who will be the emperor. Actually, this is a discussion about whether Princess Aiko or Prince Akino is more suitable to be the next emperor, which means that 80% of the Japanese people are saying no to Prince Akino. Among the balance 20% of the public who want a male line of succession, there are those who believe that it is the tradition of the imperial family to continue the male line of succession, and that if the tradition is changed and woman becomes the emperor and a child born to the female emperor becomes the next emperor, the 2600-year-long imperial line will be the end. I would like to ask a question to those who believe so. Can you accept any man as long as he is a male? Some people who do not follow social media are completely unaware of the various allegations of waste of taxpayers' money, extravagant lifestyle, imperial privileges, and money transferred concerning Prince Akino. In my opinion, Prince Akino has not enough education, dignity, nor humanity to be the member of the imperial family. Furthermore, if his bloodline is also different, it would be a great betrayal to the Japanese people for the government to proceed with the succession to the throne as it is. However, for the sake of those who believe that the succession of the emperor's throne is a male-to-male tradition, it is extremely important to clarify Prince Akino's DNA, and if his bloodline is that of a commoner, it is an irreversible mistake in the 2600 years of Japanese imperial family history. That's all I'd like to say today. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.